Some of you have shaven. You got a haircut. Okay, anyway, let's get started. Our first technique on the ground. We're going to get into ground work today. We'll start off with a hold down. Just go here. Okay, this is in judo called Xoxocotla, scarf hold. A couple things to note about this hold down. This is not, I'm not grabbing his head. That's a headlock. We'll deal with those in terms of escapes. This is not the way a grappler would hold it, by the way. Anyway, so here, what are the main points? Point number one, I am resting my weight against his chest. Okay, not all of my weight, my hips are still on the ground, but I'm leaning into his chest, making it uncomfortable for him. Yes? Okay. Second thing, this is a handle. Okay, this is a handle. I am inserting this behind my armpit, okay, up behind my tricep. We'll rotate in a minute so you can see it. Okay, and I'm grabbing. If I have a garment, I grab here. If I didn't, we just had. If we just were in without a gi top, t-shirt, I'd grab the other handle, which is behind the elbow. Okay. For now, I'm going to avail myself of this. Grabbing here. Pulling this tightly. The reason for this control here, this is very, very important, because this control here makes it difficult for him to escape. Right? If he tries to escape, one of the main escapes, which we'll get into, would be turning into. For a lot of these escapes, he needs to turn in. If I'm holding on to this, it makes it more difficult for him to turn in. If I let go of this, then he can slide in and begin to perform his mischief, okay, which he's always likes to do. Alright, so I'm here, okay, here tight, leaning into him. Other things to notice, right? There's going to be some fluidity in the position of these legs, right? But in general, this leg is extended out here. This leg is bent, planted down, okay, sensitive to the movement of his body, so I can maintain control. These are not static positions that I hold on to no matter what. Also, there can be some mobility here in case he tries to roll me over, try to roll me that way. Okay, I may have to plant post here and extend my legs out. You never want to have your legs tucked in too much, because then you're vulnerable to being rolled this way, so you extend them out. So there is some fluidity in this position. Okay, head usually tucked down, depending on what he's doing. Because if he tries to make a frame like that, okay? I don't want to have my head up like this, because this can happen and then he starts, see, mischief. Okay, so I won't speak into the camera. I have my head tucked down here like this. Also protects me from getting slammed in the back of the head. Okay, so let's go around right now this way. Actually, I don't want to do this. Let's just give him different angles. Okay, so I'm on this side. Okay, here, this handle tucked behind my tricep, into my armpit area. This holding garment behind the elbow. If he was only in a t-shirt or without a shirt, I'd be holding back here. Okay, this can be down, it can be up. It's going to be fluid depending on what he does. This leg is generally up, gives me more base. See, it's kind of a triangle. Gives me more base by extending out here. I make it. I distribute my center of gravity further away from me, so it makes it more difficult for him to roll me. Right now, head's tucked in. Okay, here, head tucked in. Right, holding on tightly, and comments. Different angle. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is, everyone in your pairs, mats, you're going to just get people into this position. Hold on. Person A is doing the holding. Person B is being held and just wiggling around, trying to escape. Okay. Then we're going to deal with some some escapes and some possibilities from this. Okay? Let's get going. Okay, guys. Everyone, pay attention here to a couple of finer points. I noticed people not holding on to this arm, and then their partner over here is escaping, making them look silly. Okay, so it's important that you hold on to this arm. Okay, most of the hold, think of it, or a good deal of it, has to do with this arm being controlled by the back of your tricep. Okay, and then holding on, garment here, 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 however you want to hold on. There's variations here. Okay, hold on tightly. Also, you have to have some of your weight pressing on your opponent's chest, on their the nearest lung to you. It makes it difficult for them to breathe. Okay, that way the more they struggle, they enter into oxygen debt and they tire faster. Uncomfortable? Yes. Okay. So having said that, let's start playing with some things that we can do here. All right. One of the things you can do is put your hand under, resting it on your thigh, okay, and turning up for a neck crank. Okay, again, turning up, neck crank. Okay, if you have to also, you can grip over here. I'm still holding on very tightly here, okay, and cranking, right? Pressure on the neck. So let's play with that. Go easy on your necks, guys. Just think that it's going to be your turn next. Okay, so let's play with this. I'm holding on here tightly. I'm either using my leg, cranking, or gripping here and cranking. Okay? Comments? No? Okay. Okay, let's go. Alright, another technique from here. Okay, we're going to enter into, and do our first arm lock from here. Now from here, let's say that this arm gets out. You know, he's struggling, so now you can't hold it, he pushes out. Now notice what's happened. He's pulled his arm out into this 90-degree angle. Now from here, I'm going to continue the action of his pull by pushing it. Okay? Pushing it down, and I'm going to hook my leg around his forearm. Okay, I'm trying to hold my leg up to keep from locking him, so I'm holding my leg up. Okay, but so you can see, all I need to do is press down, doing this slowly. He's already had one shoulder operation, doesn't need another one. Okay. So, again, I'm over here. He's struggling, he's struggling, he's struggling. He pulls his arm out, bang! I follow it and push it down. Right? See how my foot slid up? Ready? I lock it. And taps. Alright, see this from a different angle? Here. Okay, so I'm over here. Can you see that one? Okay, I'm going to bring this leg down just for the purposes of the camera. So, I'm here, he's struggling, he's struggling, he's struggling. He pushes it out, he pulls it out, I push it. I follow him. I come up, and he taps. Okay? Let's play that. Be very, very careful. Any comments? Okay?
Yeah. Alright, if your opponent is a bit more flexible, pushing your leg down, I'm probably doing this on the wrong person. Once you have the arm trapped, like pushing your leg down won't be enough. So if you picture that the arm is trapped now, you're going to have to lift your hips up and pull the arm through you. More precisely, pull your arm right through back like this.
Okay. So let's see if you can illustrate that a little bit. This is not exactly Gumby here.
Rich. Okay. Yeah. So in the case that he's less flexible and bridging, you're going to have to raise your hips up and slowly pull the leg back as you bring your hips forward.
Okay. However, all right, let me just make another point onto that. Okay. Good. That's an important point it exacerbates, if you will, the effect of the arm lock. Now, another thing, what you want to first do, okay, just through, okay, what you want to first do, he's not very flexible here. Make sure you keep pressure on the chest. I know he was coming up to relieve pressure on my shoulder, but as you do this, make sure that this is the motion that he's talking about. Like this, correct? Okay, so you want to make sure that you keep pressure on the chest. That doesn't allow him to bridge. All right, so he was coming up like this to allow me to bridge, to keep from ripping my shoulder out of socket. But very careful, guys, on your opponent's shoulders. Nice and easy. Other comments? Okay, so nice and easy. Let's get to it quickly. All right, next technique. Okay, we're gonna go from here. Starting position, scarf hold. I'm over here. Now, from here, we're gonna just do another. This is gonna be an arm bar. I'm just pushing across, locking the elbow, pushing this arm across my thigh. There's a lot of variations here. I can push it up in this angle, okay, down here at this angle, right? But here's the idea. The idea was this. I was here, okay, he pulled it out. I put, now this time, rather than coming up at a 90-degree angle, he went straight across. Well, that's fine. I can just press down here, lock. If I'm really feeling in an unpleasant mood, I can use my foot, okay? I can also use my knee, come across here. Same idea, same principle. Principle is the arm is extended across my leg. I'm just going to hyperextend it. Right? So, just to reiterate, we were here struggling, he pulls. Boom, okay? Now, I can't get this in my nice little figure 4 that I'd like to get, or 90 degree, so because he has a straight. Or maybe he was out like this, but he extends his, knowing that, oh, this is what he's going to try. He's going to try this one, so he extends out like this, thinks he's escaped. Ha! Here we go. Crank. Okay? Alright, see that from a different angle. Over here. Alright, again, I'm here, holding it nice and tightly, but he slips. Slip, bang, okay, comes up here. Again, I can use my leg, coming down. Crank. I can use just my arm. Crank. In a sense, I could use my foot, coming down. Crank. Guys, don't use your feet on your partners. Your legs are much less sensitive than your hands, right? It just puts a lot of pressure on the elbow. Okay? Okay. So, comments? No? Alright guys, be very, very careful. Alright, remember, it's going to be your turn next. So be very careful with your partners on this one. Let's do it. Alright. More variations here. Okay, so I'm here. He gets his arm out. Okay? Now, I can't go down for my arm lock, okay, or my arm bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push his elbow across this way, across his face, pushing it across, okay, and I'm going to hold on. This is going to be a choke. Now I can make this into I can make this into a neck crank by rotating my forearm. Once I'm in here, rotate. Very painful, guys. Very painful. So again, I'm over here. He gets out. He gets his arm out, but he's crafty. He's wily, guys. He won't let me do my little arm lock thing. He hates that. Okay. So I'm over here. I'm just going to shove this over across. Okay, trapping the back of the arm with my head, using my head as another arm. Okay, now from here I can crank. Okay, and this is okay, so crank across here, or I can make things worse by digging the back of my forearm, the inside part of my forearm, digging this into the back of his neck. So I can be here and turn it in. Right, putting a lot of pressure, a lot of pain on the back of his neck. So again, from here, he pulls, he gets out somehow. Okay, and he may be pushing over here. I pop over,
Okay, I'm still in control. Okay, I can grip, you know, I can grip, or I can grip here and rotate it. All right? See a different angle? Right here. Okay, so down a little bit so we get that. So again, over here, okay, he comes out, he pulls out, he starts pushing on my neck, right? I pop over, okay, and I control, okay, here, or rotating my forearm, okay, putting pressure. Comments, Jimmy? No? Alright, let's go. Okay guys, now we're going to work on showing you the basic hold down, some submissions you can execute from that position. It's just some. Now we're going to work on how you get out of that situation. Okay, so let's start over here. Just over here. Okay, so I'm being held this position. He's putting his leg down just for the camera, but otherwise his leg would be up. Okay, first thing I want you guys to work on. You see this hand here waving at the camera? I need to get this hand free for this particular escape. Okay? I'm going to work on getting this hand. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to shoot my elbow down to the ground at the same time as I rotate my body. So this hand is going to shoot up this way, while this hand does its best to go down, bring the elbow to the ground. My hips are going to be working my whole body. So it's going to look something like this. I'm going to rotate at a couple different angles so you can see what's going on. So from here, I do this. Okay? Very important. You need to shoot this up, bring this down. Okay? Once again. He's holding on tightly. Hold tightly. He's holding on tightly. I can't just muscle it. I need the sudden, violent action from my body to generate enough force to slide through. So from here, I'm just going to shoot and bring this down. That's really all I need. Okay, let's do a different angle. Okay, let's do it from here. Okay, yeah, from here, he's holding me, right? He's holding tightly. I can't get this out. Right? So what I need to do is rotate my body violently. This part going up, the other side attached to this hand is going to go down, trying to bring the elbow attached to this hand down to the ground. Okay? Go ahead, hold tightly. Okay? Okay, boom. Okay? Other angle. So I'm here, he's holding on, okay, bring this in, okay, and that's the first part. I just want to break this down part by part. Any comments on that? Okay, let's work on that part. Okay, so I want the partners that are hold on really tightly. Good technique, holding tightly behind the elbow, holding tightly over on this handle on the wrist, right? Good squeeze, good power. Other person, violently. You'll notice that if you just make it into a smooth pull, it won't work. You have to go from 0 to 100. Be explosive. Okay. Now we're going to do the next part of this. Okay. So I'm here. He's holding me tightly. Okay. He's got me behind the elbow. I rotate. I bring this, get some space. In other words, I bring this elbow down to the ground. Now this hand has to insert around his waist. Okay? I bring my hands together and I squeeze. This is the next part. I squeeze. Okay? I have to have my right shoulder. The shoulder, if you're being held in a right side scarf hold, then it's the right shoulder. This has to be in contact with the ground. I squeeze over here. Okay? I need to make, this is back to the spear. I need to make two bodies into one. Control this. Now from here, what I'm going to do, bring my feet close to my butt. Right? Bring my hips up. Now I'm going to bridge. Bridge up, and it's going to be a up, over motion. Right? This is the bridging motion.
Okay? I'm here on this side. I grip here, bring my feet close together. I bridge on this shoulder, over, and around. Okay? We're actually going to, let's do this from a couple different angles. I'm going to give them an exercise that they can do. Practice this, and then we'll go back to this. Okay, so, hold your arm. So, I'm trapped over here. This arm is trapped. Okay? I do my my twisting motion. I grip over here, gripping him around the waist tightly. I bring my feet up close to my butt, so my hips are off the ground, and the only point of contact with my body on the ground are my right shoulder, that's this shoulder over here, and my feet. Actually, the balls of my feet. Now from here, I'm going to bridge up and over and reverse. Okay? Now, this is the exercise I want you to do first. Okay? From here, bridge, 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 bridge. When you get that down, bridge and over. Okay? Get that down, bridge and over. Comments?
One, I think you said this, you just didn't say how important it was. Probably one thing that'll make the technique a lot easier is if you concentrate on getting your hips really close to the person. So you've jerked free. Well, not free, but you jerk enough to create space, because most of the time you won't be able to get your hand completely free. You lock in, but one important thing is scoot your hips in tight to the person's. Like when he said 2 spheres coming to one, that's what he meant. Your hips close to the person, so then it's easier for you to bridge and roll through.
Okay, good points, thanks Jimmy. Alright, so what we're going to do is, individually, you're going to work on that bridging over and rolling onto your knees, and then we're going to get into back to your partners, okay? And this is the drill you're going to do. So after you do this one, you're here, okay? Bridge, 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 and up. You want to demonstrate that too? No? No? Okay. Never mind. Okay. So, you can do that back and forth. Then with your partner, okay, hold your partner. He performs the escape, bridge and roll. He bridges you over. Okay. Comes around. Okay, now you do the same thing from your angle. I'm not going to do it because I'm out of space here. But you do essentially the same thing. You put him over here, up. And if I had more room, I'd slide into the scarf hold myself. Okay, so be judicious with the use of space. Try not to flop your partner into other people's faces. Okay, your partner's feet into other people's faces or whatever body part. And let's get going. Do it. Okay, we're going to do another escape from the scarf hold, and we're going to, these all work incidentally against the headlock. So when we get to the headlock, escapes from that, we're going to go through them a lot quickly and get into more fun things. Well, it's all fun, but other things. Okay, so he's here. Okay, get a good, I can't get this out. I just can't. I try to turn, but he's locked on there like a gorilla. All right, there's no way. So another way of escaping is to create a frame here. Okay, just to get his head up, putting a little bit of pressure on the side of his neck. All right. Now from here, I'm going to get my leg up and pull him down and over, and then reverse. Okay, one more time. Now incidentally, once you get, if he's sitting up high enough, I can just sit up. That happens sometimes, okay? Not with experienced people, but you know, you might get away with it, okay? But typically what will happen is, you'll hear this situation. Might be up a creek, but anyway, you're pushing here, okay? Now, I'm pushing, but I'm also extending my neck back, trying to put a little bit extra pressure, right? Emphasizing the pressure that's being applied to his face, the side of his neck, rather, okay? So here, now once I get this leg up, there's a number of things I could do. I could, for example, rather than sit up, pop this over, across, right? Variations, but for now, just things for you to think about. But for now, in case you find that up like this, and he resists, okay, and you just can't get up, okay, you probably will, but anyway, so you're up here, he goes side mount, or slide into the same hold, the scarf hold, or get the mount, or whatever it is you want to do for it. So one more time, different angle. Okay. Let's see, just hold me here, this side. Okay. So the idea is, I try to turn, I just can't. So I'm going to use the blade of my forearm, because his head is up. I'm going to put pressure over here. At the same time, I'm going to push back with my neck. I want to extend this arm. I come up. Now, incidentally, you can do an arm lock here. Okay? Here. Okay, he's tapping, right? It's a little bit more advanced, not something for you to focus on. Most important thing for you guys to focus on is trying to get him up like this. So that from here, sit up, I've got control. Come and show you. Okay, guys. Let's do it. Okay, let's have fun with that. Let's go to another escape here. There's lots of these, and we don't have time to go over all of them, but I just want to give you a few to kind of work together for our next drill. Okay, so here, I try to turn, doesn't work. Okay, I sit up, doesn't work, because he's posting with this leg. Okay, he's posting with this leg. That gives me an opportunity. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak this leg over. Okay, sneak this leg over. I'm going to figure four. By figure four, I mean this motion here, as you'll do in the triangle when we get to that. Okay, let's sneak this over like this. Okay, figure four. Now from here I'm going to push my hips in and turn my knee out. Okay, turn my knee out like this and push my hips in. Okay, show that push there. This is the motion, guys. Slide this through, come through here. This comes in and this goes out. Okay, it's a hip lock. I'm locking his hips. Again, different angle. Over here. Okay, this is vintage me. Okay, so from here, okay, I'm trying to do my thing. I can't. You post. I sneak this over. This. I sneak the leg through. I figure four. I push in my hips and I open up. Okay. Push in, open up. Okay, just slide out, and do the motion. Come like this, and push in, and I open out like this. Puts pressure on this hip over here. It's a hip lock. Alright? So, like I said, vintage me. To my knowledge, I made this one up. Okay, I like making up nasty little things like this. It's because I have to train with guys like this. I always have to stay a step ahead. It's like an arms race. Okay, so different angle. Did we do this angle already? Yes. We did. Let's do a different angle. Let's see. Okay, so in here again, you get through. You know what? I snake. I bring in. I figure four. Push my hips in and out. Okay? Alright. Jimmy, comments? Alright. Easy on the application of these. Once you get into any lock, well, all locks are, you have to be apply them gently, but especially from the waist down. Okay? Especially once we start getting into the knee locks, hip locks, and ankle locks, you have to be very, very gentle. Okay, in application. Always better when you're actually doing sparring, you're ground fighting. Always better to lose the lock than to apply it too vigorously and put your partner out for 6 months to a year because you've torn ligaments and stuff. Okay, so very carefully. No injuries today, guys. Not here. Well, roughly nowhere. Let's go.
Okay, one thing you all, some of you noticed is that when this,
No, I'm getting you. You're demonstrating, so you won't get some.
so when the person applies the lock, one easy way to leave the pressure is just to release his hand and turn into it. Because you can't lock it from here because your hips are,
Right, you need the
there's no spread in your hips.
You need to have the pressure here. You need to have this point of control, okay, to lock the person.
Yeah, so for the person doing the lock, you want to control the arm. If not even with your head, you might want to grab it so that it's locked.
Grabbing here.
And I can't, even if I wanted to, especially if the lock's already on. I can't. Let's say, here, switch positions. So an important thing to keep in mind if you're doing the lock, keep the arm controlled. Alright, let's say for some reason he gets his arm out. Okay, a very important thing to do, because you gotta remember you're on your back and you're not in control anymore because you're on the flying lock. So what he's gonna do most often is turn into you, face you, and you're gonna be, well, I guess a little bit better off, you're still at a disadvantage. So as soon as you will feel him taking this arm off your head. So as soon as he does, you have to trap it. This is the best way to trap it. Just like this. And from here you can go for a choke. But the best thing to do is to trap it. And you can come across and kind of, in this case, one arm around his head and just go right in here. Or if he's sitting up, you trap, get his back. We'll go over a bunch of techniques in here, but just controlling.
So
transition is very important in everything.
Okay, so show that again. One more time. The main point is the control here to keep you from rotation. Okay, let me just do it to you. You can emphasize that. Okay, so from here, over here, he gets the leg thing. Okay, I try to slide through, and he catches. He catches over here with an underhook. Okay, so let's just tell you what. Let's just work that and just that point of control. So I don't want to go into chokes just yet. Okay, so that point of control. Okay, and then if you shoot over, you can apply the. You can continue to apply the leg lock.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So let's do that. Okay. All right. So we're gonna move on with another hold down. Just lay down. Now we're transitioning from here. Now you remember a few minutes ago, one of the techniques I just taught you, showed you. You can do from here is if the person escapes, you push their arm through and you've got them in here, or you go over here and crunch. Okay? Now, there's a hold called katagatame in judo. From here, okay? So basically it's a transition. He gets the arm out, I push across, okay? Or he's got the arm out, he gets the arm out and something over here, and he's putting some pressure over here, trying to get that leg up, right? I pop this through. Now, from here, what I'm going to do, getting my hold, right?
I'm going to slide this knee in and extend this foot out. Okay, and I'm going to crunch. Okay? Now, it's important to get this knee in. It helps keep him from rotating. This leg has to be out because it pushes your center of gravity further away from him, making it a lot more difficult for him to roll. If I'm just in like this, go ahead, roll. Over. Okay, he can roll me over. Okay? Now I'm in not so good a position. I'm in deep doo-doo, as they say. Okay? Alright. So, starting off from here, you got him over here. He's struggling, he gets this arm out, he's starting to put pressure on your neck. Alright, you can feel the leg come up behind you. Pop this over. Keep the hand over here. Pop this over. Okay? Grip over here. Okay, nice and tight. Pressure over here, head to head. Squeezing the arm across. Bringing this knee up into the ribs. Extending this foot out and squeezing. Okay? Now, you can transition. There's a transition we can do from here. Okay. All right? Yeah. Okay. But let's do this at a different angle. We'll do that later. More advanced. So here, I'm here, gets this out. I push this across. I snag it. When I hold, I shove my knee in, extend this foot out. Okay? And I can crank. Okay? If I want to, I can dig. Like this. If I'm really depending on my mood, I can dig this. Again, this part in the back of his neck. Very difficult hold down to get out of. Seldom taught outside of judo. Not sure why, but it's a very, very good hold down. You'll find that it's very difficult to get out of this one if applied properly. Comments? No? Okay. You've seen it? Good. Okay. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to transition into the next hold down. Okay, so I'm over here. Let's just start from here. I'm over here. Points to reiterate. It's pushing the arm across the face. Pinning that arm with my neck head to head. This arm coming through here. Holding on. I'm being gentle. So I'm offering him a flat forearm. Okay? If I didn't feel less inclined, I just grip over here and turn this in. Very painful. Okay? This knee tucked into his body. It helps keep him from rotating into me. Try to rotate into me. Okay? He can't. This foot extended. It can be flat, it can be over here, it doesn't really matter. Okay? The important thing is that it's extended. Okay? Keeps him from rotating away from me. Gotta rotate away. Okay? Got him trapped. Now, from here, I'm going to let go of this grip. Find this hand. It's not going to be far, guys. It's not going to be far. From here, I catch this hand. This is a hold. This is a hold. I immediately, now be gentle. Immediately. Okay, if this were a match, I wouldn't be gentle. Okay? I just shove my knee, flop my knee right off his rib. Okay? He's my son, we're related, you know. A lot invested in him. So I'm going to be gentle. From here, I'm going to put my knee on his ribs, pulling this hand across his face, putting pressure, knee on the ribs. From here, boom, 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 okay? Boom, boom. Tweak the nose, play with the eye, flick the ear, whatever you want, okay? Okay? Not a good position to be in, correct? Okay, let's see it from a different angle. See over here, again, pushing this across, controlling, coming up, finding this hand. I'm not going to be far. I'm controlling over here for the transition so he doesn't roll away from me. See, my forearm across here, flopping this up and over. Here, controlling, bang, okay? Okay, bang, bang, punish, punish, okay? Punish. Okay, punish. Okay, pulling up. Okay, country.
Okay, let's play with that. Let's do it. Okay, we're going to work on just one or two escapes from Katagatame. Okay, incidentally, that last hold down that I showed, which I'll show it again briefly, is personally the worst hold down I'd ever want to be caught, and the one I'd prefer to get somebody in if I had my choice of, choices. If someone said to me, Jay, I tell you what, get me in any hold down you want and we'll start from there. That would be the one that I would choose. But anyway, let's work on the escape from Katagatame. You're going to show that one? Sure. Okay, so I'll apply the technique. Okay, so I'm here.
So he's got you in a Katagatame, and there's really only one escape from this with a few variations, or you could say that there are many escapes, but they all start the same. But the most important thing, the only way to get out, is to get this arm out of my own face and by shoving my elbow into his. Now you're gonna have to help yourself. Make a fist, put your hand on your fist and push, shove your elbow, inflict pain on him because this posture isn't particularly pleasant. So, yeah, you're gonna push through, and keeping it, the most simple one is to scoot your hips out.
Just the simple one first, yeah.
Scoot your hips out. Get away from him.
Okay. All right. Again. Now, important thing to note on this is go back down again. Important thing to note on this is you have to initiate your escape before the person latches this on 100%. Okay? Because otherwise it just makes escape so much more difficult. So don't be like napping and thinking, oh, now he's doing this. Oh, isn't this interesting, etc. And waiting until the last moment.
Right? So I'm here, go ahead. And he pushes, creating the space, and slides out. Stomach out.
Okay? So let's work on, any more comments? No? Okay, let's work on that one. Okay, let's just go over one other escape from this, and it's going to be essentially the same as the bridge and roll that we did for the scarf hold down. Just the point of entry, and you can see how these things start to connect and apply across techniques. So he's going to hold me down.
Okay, caught in here. All right, I'm gonna put pressure. Once I get my elbow, if I try to turn in, once I get my elbow into his neck, I've got somewhere to go. Now from here, I've created a little bit of space. I shoot down in, grab him over here. Now this should be familiar.
Roll him over. Okay? Other side. Here. Yeah. Here.
Okay. Now, the point here I want to make, why it's very important for him to keep this as tight as possible so that I can't get my elbow down. Bring your head down a little bit. Okay. He gets his head down, lower on my tricep, traps me, and I can't get this. He's going to submit me before I get a chance to make my move. Right? So I've got to start making my move before this locks on. So I make my move. I'm in here. I push against his neck. And I slide in. Boom. Bring him in close. Okay? Holding on tightly over here. Now I'm going to bridge. Okay? Same as the other one. Alright? What I want you guys to do, practice this, but I want you to, with your partners, feel the difference. Okay? No, just slide down. Okay. Feel the difference between being held down here, where I'm practically on his shoulder. This is called katagatame, shoulder hold down, for a reason. If I'm up a little bit and he starts pushing, okay, I'm closer to the elbow, my neck's closer to the elbow, harder to hold on to that. I want to be as down, as low as possible. Much more difficult for him to make his move. I want to turn the neck crank. It's over, okay? So I want you guys over here that are applying the hold down to experiment up and down, okay? Person over here, experiment with pushing, okay, driving the elbow into the neck, right? Creating the space. Once the space is created, you rotate, you clamp on, bring your hips in close. Okay, make a ball. So you start off as one body. Okay, you start off as one body connected here. Okay, now you need to disengage. He pushes, okay? He disengages, now we're separate. Now he comes back in, boom, we're one again. Okay, now he rotates the sphere, up and over, right? So in groundwork, I might as well say this now. In groundwork, you're always either maintaining the sphere if you've got the upper hand and you want that position, or you're creating space to be able to disengage and find another position to move in. So it's all about space. It's all about the sphere. It's all about either creating space or contracting space. Contract space when you want to keep your position. Create space in order to transition to another position, and then you lock on again. All right. So practice that escape. Let's go. Okay, we're going to continue our transition around the body, different hold downs, points of control. Okay, and demonstrating some techniques that can be executed from there. So I'm here in my case katami. Arm gets out. What I'm going to do, push the arm down. I'm going to rotate. You push the arm down, slide my leg over. Rotating my body, sliding this arm underneath. So back from here again. I'm here, I push the arm down, controlling this hand, slides underneath and switches. Okay? Rotate my body over. Now I'm 45 degrees along his body. Okay? This hand is going to slide underneath his arm. I'll show this from a different angle. And grab. You could grab his shoulder if you didn't have a uniform. Grabbing the arm here. If you have a uniform, I can grab uniform. This is an old judo hold down called munigatami. Some of these things are just never taught anywhere. I don't know why. Anyway, it's meant really as a hold down, like as a pin position. So you hold a person down while your buddies come and beat the crap out of them. Okay, or while they're being arrested, or while anyway. But it can be converted into a submission by here. Okay, I'm holding on to this. I'm going to crank his neck up. I can come up on my knees. Go gently, guys. Cranking his neck. Okay, to neck crank. Okay, we need to start this again. Different position. Okay, so I'm here. I get this arm down, or it gets out, or whatever. I can't get the submission. I come over, controlling. Incidentally, I could submit from here, right? But that's not the point. I'm sliding this hand underneath. Weight on his chest to keep him from escaping. I'm sliding over here. Okay, controlling. Okay, okay. Incidentally, I could just from here crank, submit, right? But I'm going to transition around. This hand comes underneath. I let this arm go. I push it through with my legs. I slide this hand underneath his shoulder. I can either grab his shoulder, or I can grab the back of his collar. I'll show this different angles. Okay, so I grab the back of his collar. And I've got a hold down. Right? Pin him here. Pin him here. If he tries to come up with the knees to hit me, okay, I crank it. Saying no. Do not bring your knees up to hit me. Try to hit me again. I crank it. Okay? From here, if I want to get a submission. It's easier to get a submission. I bring my knees in. Okay? And I crank up like this. Neck crank. See this from a different angle? Over here. Okay, from here. Okay, I transition. I lean over, push, slide this hand through, come through. Okay, push this over, underneath, get this under. Okay, grab onto his uniform, his collar, my uniform. Okay, here's the hold down, head down. Depending on the rules of the match, this would be a hold down. For judo, it's 25 seconds, I win the match. If it would be a no holds barred situation in which he can knee me, go ahead, I'm going to crank his neck up. Okay, for the submission. I'm going to come up here. Okay, we'll have a lot more leverage on the neck. And gently, well, that wouldn't be gentle, but I'm cranking this up. Okay, other angle. Over here. Okay, he gets out, arm out, push, or I get out, push it, come over, slide underneath. Control, control, control. Okay, slide through, under, grab onto something. Okay, crank, up, crank. Okay, again, I can submit this way. Other side. I can submit. From here, as I make my transition, over here. From here, I can submit. Neck crank. Okay, so you might want to try that. Let's try that along the way. We submit here. We slide down, controlling here. Okay, extending my legs out. Coming in, cranking again. Okay, that general hold out at this angle, it's called Muni, Katame, M-U-N-E, Katame, K-A-T-A-M-E, or sometimes G-A-T-A-M-E. The next submission is just an add-on of mine here, because we don't just do judo, we do judo, jiu-jitsu, and sambo, so we do all sorts of stuff from all kinds of things. Comments? No? Okay. Very, very careful on these neck cranks. All right?
So, I'm on this side. Okay, here, this handle tucked behind my tricep, into my armpit area. This holding garment behind the elbow. If he was only in a t-shirt or without a shirt, I'd be holding back here. Okay, this can be down, it can be up. It's going to be fluid depending on what he does. This leg is generally up, gives me more base. See, it's kind of a triangle. Gives me more base by extending out here. I distribute my center of gravity further away from me, so it makes it more difficult for him to roll me. Right now, head's tucked in. Okay, here, head tucked in. Right, holding on tightly. And, comments? Different angle? Okay, alright, so what we're going to do is, everyone, in your pairs, mats, you're going to just get people into this position, hold on. Person A is doing the holding, person B is being held and just wiggling around, trying to escape. Okay? Then we're going to deal with some escapes and some possibilities from this. Okay? Let's get going. Okay, guys. Everyone, pay attention here to a couple of thoughts. We'll deal with those in terms of escapes. This is not the way a grappler would hold it, by the way. Anyway, so here, what are the main points? Point number one, I am resting my weight against his chest. Okay, not all of my weight, my hips are still on the ground, but I'm leaning into his chest, making it uncomfortable for him. Yes? Okay. Second thing, this is a handle. Okay, this is a handle. I am inserting this behind my armpit, okay, up behind my tricep. We'll rotate in a minute so you can see it. Okay, and I'm grabbing. If I have a garment, I grab here. If I didn't, if we just were in without a gi top, t-shirt, I'd grab the other handle, which is behind the elbow. Okay, for now I'm going to avail myself of this. Grabbing here, pulling this tightly. The reason for this control here is very, very important, because this control here makes it difficult for him to escape. Right? If he tries to escape, one of the main escapes, which we'll get into, would be turning into. For a lot of these escapes, he needs to turn in. If I'm holding on to this, it makes it more difficult for him to turn in. If I let go of this, then he can slide in and begin to perform his mission. So I'm here, okay? Here tight, leaning into him. Other things to notice, right? There's going to be some fluidity in the position of these legs, right? But in general, this leg is extended out here. This leg is bent, planted down, okay? Sensitive to the movements of his body, so I can maintain control. These are not static positions that I hold on to no matter what. Also, there can be some mobility here in case he tries to roll me over, try to roll me that way. Okay, may have to plant post here and extend my legs out. You never want to have your legs tucked in too much because then you're vulnerable to being rolled this way, so you extend them out. So there is some fluidity in this position. Okay, head usually tucked down, depending on what he's doing, because if he tries to make a frame, make a frame like that. Okay, I don't want to have my head up like this because this can happen, and then he starts, see, mischief. Okay, so I won't speak into the camera. I have my head tucked down here like this. Also protects me from getting slammed in the back of the head. Okay, so let's go around down this way. Actually, I don't want to do this. Let's just give him different angles. Back. I see some of you have shaven. You got a haircut. Okay, anyway, let's get started. Our first technique on the ground. We're going to get into ground work today. Let's start off with a hold down. Just go here. Okay, this is in judo called Xoxocotla. Scarf hold. Couple things to note about this hold down. This is not, I'm not grabbing his head. That's a head